What's good, everyone? It's Steve from SnkrTechTalk, back with another video today. For today's video, I did just want to cover really quickly the drop-in midsoles from Serious Player Only. Obviously, now they have 4 drop-in midsoles. You do have the Evanlon Light here, kind of the standard one you're getting in most shoes. And then you do have the Strength one right here that does have some extra cushioning underfoot. You have the support setup right here that does kind of have everything this one has right here, but it has a support plate underfoot and kind of wrapping up the lateral side. And then they have the newly released drop-in midsole, the explosive drop-in midsole. This one here, bar none, is my favorite, but I did want to go through all 4 of these setups and kind of what the brand is offering in each of them. So without further ado, let's check out the drop-in midsoles from Serious Player Only. So again, guys, I am getting over some sickness. I've been sick for about a month with bronchitis. I haven't been able to put out many videos, but I do want to get back on the horse and start making some videos again before the new year comes in. So without further ado, let's check out the drop-in midsoles from Serious Player Only. So right here, the standard one you get in most, or actually all of their shoes, is the Evanlon Light. Now this drop-in midsole is basically a full-length Phylon midsole, drop-in midsole. So you slide this directly in your shoe, and this is what you're sitting on when you're playing basketball. So it does offer some decent compression underfoot, nothing crazy, but it just offers that really nice and light setup underfoot with a little bit of compression, but nothing crazy underfoot. If you're a lightweight guard or someone that doesn't really want to think about what's underfoot and kind of just get out there and play and stay low to the floor, because in the forefoot this is very low and very thin, this setup right here, I think you guys will enjoy. Now your foot is actually sitting just a little bit cupped within this drop-in midsole. Same goes for your heel. And then there is all these little nubs here for some extra grip when your foot is sitting on this Phylon midsole. So again, nothing crazy, but it offers a nice lightweight setup underfoot. And it does have those forefoot grooves right here, so it does have some nice flex. As far as a rating for this drop-in midsole, I would have to give these an 8 out of 10. Nothing crazy for me in my playstyle, but I can see how a lot of players would actually enjoy this setup on court. And then as far as the strength setup right here in this burgundy one right here, it is a full-length Phylon drop-in midsole. It does wrap up on the heel and on the lateral and medial side. You do have all those little nubs again, but where this drop-in midsole does differ from this one right here is in the bottom. You have some extra kind of different cushioning under your forefoot and your heel. So you do have this popcorn right here. It is a white, it kind of reminds me of Boost in color here and just feel underfoot. It offers a very nice and springy feeling under your forefoot and your heel. It does take a little bit of time to break in, but once this breaks in, it's very nice underfoot. And then the blue portions right here, they are calling gum, and it's kind of like a memory foam. So you are kind of getting a tri-foam cushioning setup here in the strength. I really enjoy this setup. This is probably one of the most balanced setups you're getting from the brand, and as far as drop-in midsoles go right now in general. Basically, it takes about an hour to break in, and after that hour, you can get out there and play and just really enjoy your time in these. Again, they do have those forefoot flexes right here in the forefoot, so you are getting a bit of flex and just overall flexibility, which is nice in this strength setup. As far as a rating system, I would have to give these a very solid 8.5 out of 10. If I had to pick out of all 4 of these, this one right here is probably the most balanced as far as what most players would like to play in. Very solid 8.5 out of 10 for the strength setup. Then as far as the support setup right here, full length Phylon material here as far as this foam, I did find that this one compressed a lot more. It was a bit spongier in the heel especially. So I really enjoyed this setup because you are getting everything that you are getting in the strength setup with the popcorn foam being very nice and spongy underfoot and having that gum here in the forefoot and in the heel. And also both of these shoes both of these drop-in midsoles do sit very low to the ground, especially in that forefoot. This one a little bit lower, but this one's definitely nice as well as far as kind of court feel goes as far as the support one. But where this one does differ is they don't have those forefoot flex grooves. Only on the medial side they have that. On the lateral side, they do have this extra support plate with that Serious Player Only branding right here at the heel. So this is going to offer some nice torsional rigidity underfoot, directly underfoot I might add. And then under the forefoot, they do have this kind of plastic plate right here that wraps up right here under your toes. So you are just getting a little bit more support with this one right here. I would have to say it's actually the most supportive out of all 4 of these. So if you're a bigger player that wants some nice cushioning underfoot, but just needs that extra little bit of support on the lateral side for making those hard lateral cuts, look no further, because this setup's definitely nice. Again, it does wrap up on the lateral and medial side, cups the heel very nicely, does not have any of those nubs for the extra grip, but I didn't have any issues as far as my foot sliding around on the support setup from Serious Player Only. So if I had to give these a rating, I would give these a very solid 9 out of 10. I just really enjoyed this one, having everything that the Strength had, but having that extra support plate was definitely nice underfoot. So bar none, my favorite drop-in midsole from this brand is their new explosive drop-in midsole right here. So as you can see, directly underfoot, you do have a sock liner on the top. It's kind of that green material. And then you do have this kind of like grip material right here. It's kind of like a rubberized grip material. So directly underfoot, your foot's not going to be sliding anywhere with the drop-in midsole, the explosive drop-in midsole, sorry. It does kind of sit a little bit high on the drop-in midsole, so your foot is kind of cupped within the lateral and medial side. Same goes for the heel at the back of the explosive drop-in midsole. You do have that branding right here. At the bottom right here, you do have these pods in the forefoot and the heel, and that's kind of a grip pod. So when you slide this within the shoe, this isn't going to slide around at all within the shoe. There's really no room for it to slide around anyways, but the brand did kind of prevent that from happening by adding this kind of rubberized material here to prevent it from sliding around within the basketball shoe. And then as far as what material they're using, they are not using Phylon at all. They're kind of using a TPU foam. So it's kind of like a plastic infused foam, and it's just very, very honestly explosive. Like, this drop-in midsole is crazy. I did do a bounce height test with all of these, and this one was basically bounced like 5 or 6 times higher than any of these. It just has a ton of responsive feedback directly underfoot. So if you want something that has way more cushioning and way more bounce back under your foot from Serious Player Only. As you can see right here, this one here has these lines kind of cut out through the drop-in midsole everywhere. Obviously that could probably kind of make this a little bit lighter. Also, it offers some crazy compression, as you can see right here. So this drop-in midsole is very bouncy underfoot. I just really love this setup because it kind of reminds me of Zoom Air, the way it kind of springs back underfoot. Honestly, the only thing I can say is it just really offers an explosive feeling while maintaining a pretty low to the ground feeling also. Obviously this one's a little bit thicker in the forefoot compared to the other 3, but I really enjoy this setup and I think you guys should try this out. Again, this is going for $44 or $45 on their website, and I think this is just a fantastic setup. The heel to toe transition is very nice. The court feels nice. Just that crazy explosive feeling underfoot. I think this brand is really onto something with this cushioning setup, and just get this on court and really experience this for themselves. But if you haven't tried these yet, jump on their website, order them. I think you guys will really enjoy this setup. I like the sock liner and kind of this grip underfoot. The grip pods are nice. The way it houses your foot within this drop-in midsole is nice. And then just that crazy explosive feeling directly underfoot is crazy. So again, very bouncy. I also really quickly wanted to weigh each of these drop-in midsoles to kind of get a weight for you guys as far as how heavy they are. The light or quick drop-in midsole is 1.95 ounces. The strength is 2.65. The support is 3.45 ounces. And the explosive is 3.4. So obviously the lightest is on the far left, then the strength, then the explosive is actually lighter than the support. So not anything crazy as far as weight goes, but I did just want to detail as far as how heavy each of these drop-in midsoles are from Serious Player Only. So that's going to do it for today's video on the drop-in midsoles from Serious Player Only. As I mentioned, if you want the lightest setup and closest to the ground, go with the light or quick setup. The strength and support are more or less the exact same setup. Obviously the support has that plate right here, but bar none, my favorite is the explosive. It just reminds me of that unadulterated kind of boost directly underfoot. So I really enjoy this one right here. I think moving forward, it's really going to be hard to take the explosive drop-in midsole out of any of my serious player-only basketball shoes. And honestly, I think I need to grab like 3 or 4 pairs of these explosive drop-in midsoles and just keep them in most of my serious player-only shoes, because I don't want to wear through this one and not have any more. I will order some more. So I'm really enjoying what this brand is offering as far as offering a different variety for different play styles as far as cushioning goes. I think it's what Nike should have done a long time ago. I know on Nike ID there for a period of time, they did let you customize the Kobe drop-in midsoles to have zoom in them. But I think what this brand is offering right off the bat, basically a year old for what they've done so far, is amazing. So let me know what you guys think of what this brand is offering on these 4 drop-in midsoles, and keep it locked to my channel as I will have a bunch of more videos coming out in the next coming days and weeks. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.